Is Samsung about to win the foldable race once and for all? With Galaxy Unpacked just around the corner, it looks like the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might be the device to watch. Real-world photos of the phone have just surfaced online, and they are already turning heads. The images, leaked by a well-known industry insider named Jukin Choi, show off a sleek foldable phone in a dark blue finish, which might be officially called Blue Shadow. This early look confirms a few key design changes that fans have been waiting for. First, the camera rings are gone, giving the back of the phone a cleaner, more refined look. Second, the phone appears to be extremely slim when folded. Reports say it measures just 8.9 millimeters thick, which would make it one of the slimmest foldables ever made. That alone makes it feel futuristic, but it does not stop there. Although the 8-inch main screen was covered with a protective film in these early images, we already know Samsung has worked on reducing the crease, one of the most common complaints about foldable phones. And even though we cannot see the crease clearly yet, the buzz around it being far less visible this time is hard to ignore. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is shaping up to be Samsung's most advanced foldable phone yet, and not just in design. It is powered by the new Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, the same one found in the upcoming Galaxy S25 series. That means this phone is not just pretty, it is powerful. Still, it is not all perfect. One thing some users might complain about is the battery. The Fold 7 is expected to have a battery capacity of 4,400 mAh, paired with wired charging at just 25 watt. In today's market, that may seem a little underwhelming, especially when other brands are pushing 40 watt or even higher. But when you consider the thinness, the upgraded processor, and the refined design, it might be a fair trade-off. Compared to last year's Galaxy Z Fold 6, the new Fold 7 looks like a major step forward. In fact, it makes the Fold 6 feel old already. Other foldables, like the Honor Magic V5 and Oppo Find N5, used to have a clear edge, especially with battery life and hardware. But now, Samsung has closed the gap. The Honor Magic V5 still offers a larger battery and promises 7 years of software updates, which matches what Samsung is offering, so it remains a strong alternative. Still, if you like Samsung's One UI and want something slim, fast, and polished, the Fold 7 might be the better pick. What makes this release even more exciting is the timing. The foldable market has slowed down a bit lately, but phones like the Fold 7 could change that. Is Apple about to miss its chance with the first foldable iPhone? That question has been floating around more and more lately, and for good reason. While perfection is often praised in art or design, trying too hard to get everything just right in the tech world can backfire, especially when the market moves this fast. Apple has always been known for polishing its products over time, and after 18 years of iPhones, it is still refining every corner and edge. But when it comes to foldable phones, that perfectionist approach might be hurting more than helping. We are still waiting for the first foldable iPhone, while other brands like Samsung, Motorola, Huawei, and Google have already tried their luck. The big problem is that the foldable market, once full of excitement, is starting to slow down. Back in the year 2022, global shipments jumped from 9 million units in 2021 to 16 million, and the next year was expected to hit 26 million. But instead, the number for 2023 only reached around 18 million units. Now, it is hard to even find solid figures for 2024, which makes it seem like the earlier predictions were way off. Reports already suggest that 2025 might bring a decline in demand for foldables. That is not the future companies like Samsung or Huawei had in mind. And for Apple, this slowdown puts extra pressure on whatever it is planning for the iPhone. Fold, Apple is famous for taking its time, and sometimes that works out. But with foldables, the window of opportunity might be closing. If they wait much longer, there may not be a strong market left to enter. And the foldables that are out now are not helping much. The new Pixel 10 Pro Fold is more of the same. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is not bringing major upgrades. The OnePlus Open 2, it got cancelled. This does not paint a very hopeful picture. Apple could have stepped in this year or even last year with a solid, basic foldable that simply works. It did not need to be perfect, it just had to function well, look clean, and avoid breaking during the first week. That is what Samsung failed to do with its original Galaxy Fold back in 2019, but things have changed since then. Expectations are higher, yes, but so is Apple's ability to deliver. Right now, the problem is that if Apple waits until 2026 or beyond, it risks launching a foldable iPhone into a world that no longer cares about foldables. There was a time when Apple could afford to wait. That time might be over. The best thing Apple can do now is release a first-generation foldable iPhone that covers the basics. Can a thicker phone actually be a good thing? That's what many people are now asking after a new leak about Apple's upcoming iPhone 17 Pro Max. With the official launch expected in September, we're getting closer to seeing what Apple has planned, and one major upgrade is already making headlines. According to a post from a tipster named Instant Digital on the Chinese platform Weibo, the iPhone 17 Pro Max will come with a battery that has a capacity of 5,000 mAh, which would make it the largest battery ever in any iPhone model. For comparison, the iPhone 16 Pro Max has a battery capacity of 4,676 mAh, so this would be around a 7% increase, which is a big deal when we think about how long your phone can last during the day. While some people love slim and light phones, others just want a device that can go the distance, whether it is for gaming, streaming, or just regular all-day use without worrying about charging. This leak is exciting for those who want better battery life, even if the phone becomes a bit thicker and heavier. It is worth remembering that Apple used to be mocked for poor battery life. Back in 2014, Samsung released an advertisement showing iPhone users at an airport desperately looking for charging outlets and gave them the name wall huggers. It was funny at the time, but also a bit true. However, things have changed a lot since then. Apple has slowly improved battery life in its high-end iPhones, and this 5,000 mAh battery could be the best upgrade yet. People might now prefer carrying a slightly heavier phone if it means not having to charge it in the middle of the day. But Apple is not only focusing on power users. For those who want something slimmer, there is also the iPhone 17 Air. Expected to launch alongside the Pro Max, this model is rumored to have a battery with a capacity of 2,800 mAh, which is much smaller but allows Apple to keep the phone super thin and light. It could feel great to hold, especially for people who do not use their phones too heavily, but for anyone who wants a reliable device that can last all day, the smaller battery could be a deal breaker. So now the choice is clear. You can go for the ultra-thin design with the iPhone 17 Air or pick the more powerful and longer-lasting iPhone 17 Pro Max. Personally, if I were to upgrade this year, I would choose the Pro Max just for that 5,000 mAh battery. Long battery life means less stress, more time using the phone, and fewer searches for a charger. Of course, Apple is not the only player in the game. Some users might still consider Android options like the Pixel 10 Pro XL,